Broadcom shares moved up in the pre-market. That company, known for chips, posted a revenue beat and a positive outlook on revenue. The CEO says he sees AI device sales topping $100 billion US in 2027. We're joined by Atif Malik, analyst at Citi. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. What jumped out for you with the Broadcom numbers?
Yes, Broadcom, a leader in custom AI semiconductor chips, stock up 4 or 5%. We'll see if those gains hold, as NVIDIA, their other mega cap semiconductor peer, had strong results as well, but was unable to hold the gains. The biggest debate around these two AI semiconductor names is around the sustainability of the hyperscalers' free cash flow and capex spending, because that's what's drive the AI infrastructure spending. And Broadcom navigated that narrative a lot better than NVIDIA. They provided fiscal 27, which is next year's outlook of 100 billion plus sales, like you pointed out, and that gives investors confidence that the spending will continue into next year.
The company, it used to be known apparently for radio frequency chips that it sold to Apple, but it has managed this massive transition to the AI device market.
Absolutely, you're correct. They're still a supplier for the radio frequency chips to Apple, but that's become more than less than 10% of their sales. What happened for them is their partnership with Google that has been working on custom AI semiconductor chips known as TPU, tensor processor units, for the last 10 years. And as Google's business takes off with Gemini and search and everything, they are benefiting from that partnership they've had. And Google remains their biggest customer, more than 40% of their AI sales.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal says that has been a concern among investors, that exposure to Google.
Correct. And they addressed that quite adequately on the earnings call by saying that their sales to Google will accelerate into 27 as Google moves on to their 11th generation chip. They're saying that there could be multiple chips for Gemini workloads, and they remain the default for Gemini.
The journal also says that software is still an important part of Broadcom's business. It's about 40% of the revenue. But the software sales or revenue from software were up only 1% year over year. Is that a weakness for Broadcom?
Not in this market where everyone is worried about software stocks and software getting somehow hit by agentic AI and all the innovation that's happening in AI. I mean, yes, you're correct. It is around 40% of the sales, but it's going to go down to 20% of the sales over the next 2 years. And their response to the risk or the threat of agentic AI kind of cannibalizing some of their software sales was also a good one, where they said that VMware, which is the company that they acquired a couple of years ago, is a mission critical and non-displaceable infrastructure layer, which connects the hardware, the networking, the storage to the firmware, and it is going to benefit from agentic AI workloads and not being at risk from it. So in this environment where people and software stocks have been worried about software exposure, less is more.
Maybe we could look at a 5-year chart for the stock, because going into this, we had seen some weakness in the shares.
That's correct. I mean, it was an outperformer last year, and it has been growing. Remember, NVIDIA is the dominant 80% of the compute AI chips. They make what's called GPUs, general processor units. So these are the compute chips that you and I can pick off the shelf and put it in our AI data centers and run our AI workloads. What Broadcom does is very different. They make custom chips. So if you are Google or Anthropic, you will come to Broadcom and say, look, we have a very high volume workload that we want to customize, and it takes about 3-year process to make that chip with Broadcom. They have tremendous IP around connectivity, around storage, around compute. So it is a different, their chip is a different beast. It's a 20% of the compute market, but NVIDIA is still the leader. The stock has been up and down because of the lumpiness in their. They only have 6 customers versus NVIDIA having more than 50 customers. So with the customers, the quarter-to-quarter volatility could be an issue for the stock versus general purpose GPUs, which are more linear.
I'm sorry, can you remind me, what is your rating and price target on Broadcom right now, Atif?
Yeah, we raised it to $475, which is a 30 multiple, P multiple on $16 type of earnings next year.
We'd better leave it there. Thank you very much, Atif. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Atif Malik, analyst at Citi.